Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Fresh and our Orc Hunter. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we've got a lot to get through in order to prepare for the Wailing Caverns. We're starting things off in Silverpine, where we'll look to take care of a couple of hopefully quick quests. Then we'll hearth back to the Barrens to deal with the Stagnant Oasis quest chain. This is the only chain that we have remaining that will lead to another Wailing Caverns specific quest. So we need to get that done before we enter the instance. Towards the end of the episode, we'll be headed into Thunderbluff probably to pick up our level 18 upgrades, as well as to grab an additional quest for the dungeon. Lots to do, lots to cover. Let's not waste any more time and get right into it. We'll begin with the Decrepit Fairy and then Arugal's Folly, and those are really the only two quests that I'd like to get done, but Arugal's Folly is going to have two parts. Probably going to head over to the Deep Ellum Mine to the south of our first turn-in. And then once we collect the shackles and bring them back, we're going to have to come back here to take on Crimson the Pale. And we can head back to the Barrens. In between episodes, we did turn in our final RFC quest that we were holding on to, which was the Power to Destroy, turned in with Varimathras in Undercity. We did get a new upgrade for our leg slot from that turn-in. It probably won't last for too long, but we'll take any little upgrade we can get at the moment. I think we can actually make ourselves a pair of legs that's better just from our professions. And considering we're going to be looking to do the Wailing Caverns multiple times, it's very possible that we pick up plenty of new gear from that instance that should last us for quite a long time. I definitely want to make it a point to get several pieces, bare minimum, from the dungeon. And if we're lucky enough, we can pick up the Venom Strike bow as well. And yeah, hopefully we do have time for professions this time, because we do have plenty of cloth and a little bit of leather too that we need to work through. The bags are starting to get a little bit full. Since we are still running so low on cash as we have been this entire time, I was considering selling the wool cloth that we've been getting for the time being. Since we don't really need it that bad right now. You know, we're gonna overlevel first aid pretty quickly, I think. But I'm still undecided. I guess we'll see what our level 18 abilities are and how much they're going to cost us. Alright, we're turning in the Decrepit Fairy now. And we'll bring this back to High Executor Padrick. Yeah, Deliah's ring. That ring, I think he sends us over to Brill, which we're not going to do. That follow-up quest always confused me, just because of how far out of the way you have to go in order to turn it in for not really much of a reward. And with that, we have reached level 18 already. Stick another point into lethal shots. Yeah, level 20 is going to be a huge milestone for us. We're going to pick up aimed shot from our talent tree. And we're also going to be picking up aspect of the cheetah, giving ourselves a 30% increased movement speed in between points of interest. Alright, we're off to the deep Elm mine now so we can farm up these shackles. This is definitely one of the quest lines we want to complete, as it's going to send us down to Pyrewood, and I think the quest after that's going to send us into Shadowfang. Not that we're going to be ready for Shadowfang Keep for quite a long time. Hopefully the Deep Elm mine isn't too crowded. It's possible that we can head up north to collect the shackles instead, if we absolutely have to, but I would like to avoid it if possible. Could definitely see that somebody's already here. See if we can pick up our fair share. Joined a group with a couple of warlocks. Not that we necessarily had to do this, but I guess, you know, it's tough to... oh wow, there's like 5 people here. Yeah, it's going to be tough. We'll spend a little bit of time here. If our RNG ends up being not too favorable, then we'll have to head up north. Complete the quest there. It's tempting, there's so many enemies to skin here too. I suppose we can let our pet do a lot of the work, as well as our warlock buddies here. Always skin some stuff. I mean, these Dark Souls and Gluttons are respawning at a very, very fast rate. So who knows, this might actually be fine. I'm almost a little bit too surprised at how fast everything is respawning. Oh my god. Yeah, this is crazy. They're just respawning like absolute madness. Yeah, this is the spot to skin if you need it. Yeah, this is crazy. They just keep coming. Fortunately, we are getting more like leather scraps than the light leather. But I mean, listen, we'll take it. You really kind of have to stay on top of leatherworking and skinning. Even though it's easy to stay on top of, you kind of have to put a lot of effort into it right at the beginning. Because otherwise, like, just greens on the auction house end up being better, you know, very quickly. We let our pet die again. That's not good. Alright, yeah, things are starting to get a little awkward now. Let's make sure that our pet doesn't leave us. Help him out a bit, get him fed up before we send him back in. God, there's 4 of us here now. That's a little bit too much. No, I don't think we need that many people here. Let's pay attention to our pet's health bar just a little bit more. Yeah, and 3 warlocks, no less. Including pets, there's basically 8 of us here. It's a little bit overkill. That's actually insane. I don't know if any of you have caught that, but one of the warlocks in our group just gave us like 4 stacks of light leather and 4 light hides. That's crazy. As a thanks for helping them, I suppose, even though we are overleveled for this for sure, but I mean, they certainly don't need our help or anything like that, so it's very generous of him. These are the kind of moments that you can have sometimes in Classic. You get people that just, they're just thinking about other players that, you know, don't need a lot of the materials, maybe. I'm just surprised. I mean, if he's picking up skinning and he has all these skins, you know, you'd think that at the very least he'd be selling them. Try to make a little bit extra gold. We are providing a lot of utility to the group for sure. With Screech. Screech is definitely very handy. Yeah, now we definitely need to carve some time out to work on leatherworking for sure. This is definitely going to take us into medium leather territory, I think. Can't imagine that it wouldn't. So we just need 2 more glutton shackles. That is all we are looking for at the moment. While the shackles can have a little bit of a finicky drop rate, I feel like we've still been here for maybe a little bit longer than I was expecting. This is actually a lot of fun. It's like we're all parked right outside the mine, and everything just keeps respawning over and over again. We're just taking everything out. It's like constant waves of enemies. Having some difficulty finding these glutton shackles, though. Down to 3 members of the group at least. So hopefully we'll have more chances to loot. And now we're just down to 2. And it's like a revolving door. Players just keep coming in. Bodies just keep piling up. Let's make sure Screech is all healed up. Yeah, I've never seen this area like this. still nothing. We are not getting very lucky with these shackles now. Fortunately, this quest is very close to gray for us now. A lot of the enemies are in fact gray at this point. So we're not even really getting too much experience from this either. Yep. All right. I think we're going to have to go down the hill. We're going to have to leave the group and get our own kills. Thank you for the group, everybody. It's only during fresh experiences that you get something like this. Never seen it happen before. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have time for professions for today, but we're going to have to put all of this stuff in our bank before we start working on the Wailing Caverns. Picked up a cloth vest that increases arcane damage dealt. Well, we're going to vendor this one because I don't think that's going to be worth anything. The only two arcane spells in existence, well, at least on the mage side, are arcane missiles and arcane explosion, both of which I feel like are not used super often. Just need one last shackle. It would appear that the spawn rates have slowed down a little bit. Have to assume that everybody's in the cave at the moment. There we go. That's our last shackle. Let's quickly get back to the sepulcher. I suppose we don't have to pick up Crimson the Pale, like at this moment in time. It's going to be super easy to get him eventually. And to avoid some back and forth, maybe it's just best that we move on. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, though. Luckily, we don't need any additional inventory space to take care of the two quests that we really need in the Barrens. So we can hold on to this leather for now. We don't have to drop it off at a bank right away.
Speak quickly. Patience. Discipline.
We'll pick up the quest for Crimson the Pale. We're just not going to go through with it
What do you require?
just yet. Let's sell some of this stuff. We did pick up another potion, which is good. I was wondering when we were going to get another one of those. I can't believe that guy gave us 4 stacks of light leather. We have 8 light hides on top of that. Might want to try to sell those. Don't know what we can get for them, but it probably won't hurt.
What is it? Farewell. Our time will come. Beware the
Yeah, so that's going to Brill. We don't care about that.
Remember, patience.
Starting to pick up some Shadowfang Keep quests. Obviously don't need those right this second. Probably not going to do Shadowfang Keep until like bare minimum 22, but even then I feel like we're going to want to wait maybe a little bit more. Yeah, let's skip Crimson the Pale for now. Let's get back to the crossroads and get the Stagnant Oasis finished. I don't think we need to pick up anything else, so I think we should just head straight out. We'll see if Varog is in the area as well. We can collect his head while we're down there. It's probably not a bad idea. It's a quick quest, so we don't have to worry about it too much. We're probably going to ignore the Raptor quest, though, for now. Both Raptor quests. Just for the sake of time. We've got time to complete those anyway. I guess we'll check on Varog first. And then we'll go ahead and test out the dried seeds in the middle of the oasis. Moment of truth. Is Varog here? He is not. We have to come back down here anyway, so we're going to have multiple shots at seeing him. Tested out the dry seeds. We'll head back to the crossroads. Another light hide. We'll swing by Varog again, see if he's around. Normally you'll see some sort of message in chat indicating his presence. We're heading back into the crossroads now. And we're pretty much done with the easy part of this quest. Now we have to go back and collect the altered snapjaw shells, I think it is. Which is not difficult, but the availability of the turtles might make things a little bit more difficult.
Talk to me.
It's nice that we don't have any quest items in our inventory anymore. And we're heading right back to the Stagnant Oasis. This quest is going to unlock, should unlock one final quest for the Wailing Caverns. Which will be for Leaders of the Fang. And I believe that's going to be a quest that we have to pick up in Thunderbluff. Yeah, even though we're pretty much going to be done with light leather, I'm assuming after we work through what's in our bag currently, we're still going to want to collect as much of it as possible just for some money. Because, oh boy, do we still need money. Haven't scanned the auction house in a bit, so hopefully it's worth a little bit more on the auction house now. I suppose that might be doubtful, but one could hope. We'll still get a decent amount just from vendoring them. Oh, Varog is up? Maybe? Chat message is there? No, he's dead. Yeah, he probably got killed super quick. Oh no, he's right there. Okay. We'll have our pet pull him. Yep, and then we'll invite this guy along so that he can also get the kill. Cool. I'm glad we got that out of the way too. Alright, we're approaching the body of water in the center of the oasis. Let's go ahead and collect these shells. Ooh, what are those? Aboriginal loincloth of the eagle. 3 intellect, 2 stamina. That should be a pretty... Those are premium stats for a caster, so maybe that'll go for something on the auction house. At least the drop rate for these shells are good. Just need 2 more. Spawn rates seem to be pretty decent as well. Yeah, it's like no matter where you go, you see tons of players. Absolutely love this feeling. Does not matter where you are in the world. If you look in any direction, you're going to see at least one person. There we go. All right, let's wrap around and let's turn this in. I think we actually made pretty good time. Should be a decent amount of time to spend in Thunder Bluff. Make sure that we have the rest of the quests. There are going to be 2 quests that we have to pick up right outside the dungeon. There are also a couple of quests that we can complete outside of the dungeon as well, on the elites within the cavern. Might find a separate group to deal with those 2 quests. I'm sure there are plenty that are forming constantly right outside the entrance. Back at the crossroads.
What brings you here? Walk with the Earth Mother. Ancestors watch over you.
So we got one quest to speak with somebody at the Sepulchre,
We shall
and one for Thunder Bluff. Unfortunately, this is a quest item for Silver Pine, which we're not going to be going over there anytime soon, I don't think. We need to turn in Varog's head, which honestly we'll just wait on that. We'll turn that in when we're ready to go to the dungeon.
blood and thunder.
For now, let's get to Thunder Bluff. We've got a couple things to do there. And we have arrived back in Thunder Bluff once again. Suppose the first order of business is going to be to head into Hunter Rise. Let's pick up our new abilities. And let's see, we're going to have to go to Spirit Rise to pick up Serpent Bloom, and then we're going to have to go to Elder Rise to pick up our other Wailing Caverns related quest. So we're going to be all over town today. Speak with the pet trainer first. I know we have a couple of things that we can pick up there. Let's see if we can do this with 50 silver.
How may I aid you?
We got great stamina and natural armor. Needs level 18. Screech is not quite there yet. So we are going to have to wait. And let's see what kind of new upgrades that we can get. I think we're getting multi-shot, if I'm not mistaken. Which, unironically, is actually an ability that you can use in single target if you have the mana for it. It's just strictly better in like all scenarios, basically. New rank of Aspect of the Hawk. That's cool. 20 silver. That's a lot. Ooh, yeah, we are not going to have enough. Oh, we don't need anything from survival. We're going to be missing either multi-shot or serpent sting. I feel like I want multi-shot. It's a shame that we can't pick up serpent sting right now, but maybe we'll make enough silver and come back, just from leatherworking and come back to get it. Hopefully that is the case. Rank of Aspect of the Hawk and a multi-shot. Alright. I wonder if there are any good leveling farms around this level range. Or like maybe like the early 20s. Because if there are, I'm starting to think that it might not be a bad idea to spend an episode just making enough money to sustain ourselves. Struggling to, once you get to the point where you're struggling to buy new abilities, you know, or buy arrows for that matter, or food for your pet, you know you're kind of having a rough time.
Ah, I've been expecting you. We shall.
Peace, friend.
Here it is, the Leaders of the Fang. This quest is notorious for having incredibly good rewards. Yeah, Crescent Staff. This staff is going to be good. Even though it has, you know, intellect on it, it's primarily
Winds be active.
caster focused. It's such a huge upgrade. It deals a lot of damage too, if we end up meleeing some more. Which we definitely tend to do now and then, so... let's go ahead and pick up Serpent Bloom. And we might have a little bit of a longer episode today, because I really do want to get through this profession-related stuff. We're on Spirit Rise now. We just have to go down below where the undead are hanging out. Let's pick up that quest. Serpent Bloom is definitely one of the more annoying Wailing Caverns quests. I wouldn't blame you for leaving it behind. It's definitely little bit more optional. You need multiple runs through the dungeon for this, sometimes even 3 or
What
4.
is it? Dark lit.
But we'll go through it. Let's get back to Middle Rise. Let's see if we're able to post an auction with the very little bit of silver we have left. 7, really? Yeah, let's try 11. The light hides. Okay, yeah, these are selling for absolutely nothing. Whatever light hides we end up having remaining, we'll just vendor those. Let's actually scan the auction house real quick too, just so that our prices are up to date. I'm glad that these auction house scans are a lot faster nowadays than they used to be way back in the day. Back in the day, an Auctionator scan, a full one, would take like, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes or something. Just kind of have to like leave it running. That is no longer the case. Okay, let's get to work.
Greetings.
Alright, so I guess first things first, let's go ahead and convert the scraps. I think let's see, how much does salt cost? Salt is 50 copper a piece, but the cured light hides are actually worth more than that, like an extra 10 copper or so. So we'll make sure we convert all of the light hides. God, we might not have enough to even purchase thread at this point. Which is crazy to think about. Yeah, we can buy 4 pieces of coarse thread. Oh boy. So if that's the case, why don't we go ahead and work on first aid real quick, because we're going to have a ton of extra bandages that we don't actually need. We actually only need level 80. Well, let's just go ahead and we'll make 11 just to fill up and create a stack. So I feel like we're still going to use linen bandages for a little while. Yeah, now I'm seriously considering selling that wool now. So we'll make sure we have a stack, and then we'll just vendor the linen cloth straight up. It's going to sell for a couple silver each.
I have just the thing for you.
Of course, to level up first aid to the next level, we're going to need, I think, 5 silver for that, too. So it's a little bit of a pain. At least we can buy thread now. So we can make the light leather pants. This is going to give us more agility, just more spirit as well, just less stamina. This is totally worth it, I think. Totally worth the 1 silver. Like I said, we didn't have these pants on for too long that we got from Ragefire Chasm. I wonder if they're... Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any point in crafting items to sell in the auction house. It doesn't feel like they really sell for that much more than what they vendor for. So I don't think we need to bother. It's cool that we got an upgrade, though. What else do we have here? I don't think we're going to need those cured light hides for anything else. I think we're just going to end up selling these. We could always get more for an insanely cheap price on the auction house. All right, so for leveling, what do we want to do? Starting to get to the point where there's not a whole lot of efficient recipes left. We still have the leather gloves that are yellow. So maybe we start making a few of these. They are green now, but they're still giving us points. I say we keep going until it stops giving us points. I think we're going to stop right there at 105. That's perfect. Let's go speak to the trainer next. Because
Greetings, traveler.
we should be able to convert medium leather now. So we're going to pick up all that. It's basically going to deplete our money once again.
How may I aid you?
Yeah, it's tough because I would like to create more pieces so we can make more money off the leather that we have here. Converting it into medium leather isn't going to do too much for us exactly, at least on the money side of things. Let's take a look at some of these recipes. So the dark leather boots vendor for 3 silver each. We're not going to be making any money off of that though, because we have to buy fine thread to make it. So that's kind of rough. We can make medium armor kits. These vendor for 2 silver each. Maybe that would be worth it. Sure, let's go ahead and convert this light leather into medium leather. At least for now, just until the recipe turns gray. We can get a few more points out of it, hopefully. We're still going to be collecting light leather, so we could always, get whatever skill points we can out of it while we're still collecting it, but I don't think it's going to be a super big deal. We should also look into where some of the leatherworking recipes can exist in the overworld. Because there are some pretty good ones out there, including blue recipes that you can actually get from specific vendors.
Ale.
Alright, I think that's enough for now. We're not really getting a whole lot of points. Let's pick up some coarse thread. We'll make some fine leather belts, just so we can pick up some extra money. And then we'll start making those medium armor kits. That will be all the leather in our bags, and surprisingly, we didn't get too many points off of that. We did go from like a 95 to like 115 or so, so I guess that's probably a pretty decent jump for a crafting profession, I suppose. It's definitely not something to complain about. So we should hit around level 120. And that's totally fine with me. I'm not going to bother applying any medium armor kits to our current armor. It's as much as I would love to, it's not going to make enough of a difference compared to the silver that we're going to get back from it right now, because we really need it. Okay, so we'll keep that there. We do have enough silver to where I feel comfortable with picking up the next stuff from first aid. I don't know where the first aid trainer is, so let's go ahead and ask around.
Peace, friend.
You know what? It might be on Spirit Rise. Yep, that makes sense to me. Yeah, so we'll handle that. We'll create some wool bandages right off the bat, I think. I guess we're not going to sell this after all. We'll see how much money we have left over. I would like to pick up the next rank of Serpent Sting. And then from there, we are... Man, we need to hold off on professions for a little bit, just so that we can, you know, build our money back up. Because, oh boy, are we super broke. Yeah, anti-venom and wool bandages, those are good. We'll have to keep an eye out for small venom sacs from any of the spiders that we kill. I'm trying to think of the next time we're actually going to be killing spiders. Honestly, it might not even be until Stone Talon. I feel like that's possible. At least our bags are looking nice and clean right now. And this is where our professions stand at the moment. Got 120 leatherworking, 137 skinning. We already picked up expert skinning in between episodes. That was probably a mistake too. It cost about 50 silver to do that. Yeah, it turns out that's a little bit too much. Cooking's at 121, first aid 93, and fishing at 78. We have not had a chance to really do any more fishing, even just for a little bit towards the end of the episodes. That should become more manageable, more easily done once it takes a little bit more time in between levels, once the questing becomes a little bit more spread out, a little bit more sparse. But for now, there's just so much for us to work on. Almost too much. It's been very overwhelming. But another good thing for the money too is, you know, just running Wailing Caverns multiple times in a row without having to worry about, hopefully without having to worry about too much restocking up on anything. Let's pick up that next rank of Serpent Sting and get that onto our bars. Okay, I think that's enough for today. I think we should be all good for now. Ran a little bit over time, but that's okay. Needed to work through that leather in our bags, and we got through it a little bit quicker than I was expecting. So we're in a fantastic position right now to enter Wailing Caverns for the first time. We have every single quest that you can get, besides the ones we can pick up, you know, right outside the dungeon. And yeah, I am ready to start grinding out that dungeon. I want to get at least a few pieces before leaving that place. Venom Strike in particular, the bow, is something that if I got that and nothing else, I would be happy. But if we don't end up getting it, I would prefer to have at least a couple pieces to the Deviate Scale set. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me for today. As always, I thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.